Hey everybody, HarlequinCoHO here, and I've got another cool Newbie Tuesday game for you. If you're not familiar with this, Newbie Tuesdays are where we take a look at just regular old players, beginning players, whatever players, just non-experts, and just kind of pick apart what they do right, what they do wrong, and hopefully by watching all of this, we can all become better players. So, just a quick note on the point of spoiler alerts. I for one, am the kind of guy who, when I watch a replay, I want to know who wins right away. But not everybody is like that, of course, and so I'm going to start taking some criticism on how to properly not spoil the game. So I'm going to randomize before I even start recording which point of view I'm watching and things like that, and try not to give away who the winner was. So I went ahead and did that at the start of this game, just a good old coin flip here, just to make sure that we've got the right person. And this is a viewer-submitted replay, but I will reveal that later. So let's get right into this game and take a look at what's going on here. So in the north side, we do have our Terror commander, TerrFernando. First criticism right off the bat was that he got his, looks like these are field pioneers, and just kind of stood around with his pioneers for a little bit. So always click build your pioneer, click P just to get that going, and then run right away and start building your buildings or capping your points or whatever you're going to do. That's all cool. You can see he's pretty low level. He's got Inspired Zeal and Firestorm Rocket Barrage. Two not so bad things to get at low level, but honestly, until you really pump a ton of points into Inspired Zeal, it doesn't quite have the effectiveness that you might see it at higher levels. It does kind of need to be maxed out to do significant amounts of buffing and all that sort of thing. If you're not familiar, Inspired Zeal gives bonuses to squads based on how many members they've lost, and it gives it to each guy, so it compounds quite a lot. If you have a 5-man squad that's lost 3 guys, the remaining 2 guys will get triple buffs and that sort of thing. Accuracy, reload, and health enhanced. You know, that makes them hard to kill and whatnot. Anyhow, let me go ahead and swap on down to DannydeWilde, who's going to be the infantry player down here in the south. He does have forward barracks, engineered riflemen, and ranger reinforcements. So he's doing his thing here. Looks like he's got his barracks out right away, capping to the left, capping to the right, has level 1 advanced defense engineers, just kind of doing their thing. And these guys, by the way, were level 2 field pioneers. I believe at level 3 they can drop crippling traps, but advanced defense engineers, they can build things a little bit quicker, that sort of thing. But at level 1, I can't quite remember what the level 1 ability is, but it's okay. They're pretty much just regular old engineers trying to get leveled up. Again, along with the theme of everybody's just kind of leveling along here, we've got Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers, level 3. I believe they can throw hand grenades at that point. But that's pretty much their distinguishing feature. Otherwise, they're just regular old, you know, a little bit better Volksgrenadiers. And so let's take a look at the mini-map here and just see. I've kind of switched points of view around a little bit here, but we'll just see where the capture points are going here. So kind of odd going for this fuel point right away and skipping the munitions. Okay, that's fine. And otherwise, this looks like a very standard left-hand grab right here, where for the Axis player, you can see that he got the 2 juiciest things on the right-hand flank and then just went straight for the left-hand side. So let's take a look and see where that's going to go. I pretty much am of the opinion that all the winning strategies that are on this map involve taking the right-hand side of the map and holding it well. But there are some pretty good splits left and right. So right away, we've got Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers versus these level 5 Weapons Utility Riflemen. Weapons Utility Riflemen have a whole bag of tricks. They can throw hand grenades and satchel charges and things like that. In fact, my 3v3 teammate, Quasimodem, one of his favorite opening moves is he loves throwing a satchel charge into a machine gun infested building and that sort of thing, so that can be pretty effective if you've got the munitions for it. So anyhow, a bit of a firefight going on here, and right away I want to see, I guess he can't actually use Inspired Zeal yet. Commander level 1. Sorry, haha, lying. But anyhow, so good flanking going on here by these pioneers. Can kind of come around, just put some extra pressure. Usually when you've got kind of a standoff like that where nobody's really winning, just having a single unit come around. So already, I like that move. And this was not a bad idea either, retreating. He could have walked away a little bit slower and tried to draw the engineers away from the Volksgrenadiers and fought them one by one. But, just getting out of there is not too bad. So heavy machine gun team, you'll see he's got sight range and receive damage, 5% and 10% sight range. So it's always good to have the right army items, even if you can only get the cheap ones because you're low level, or the lowest quality ones that you can get, because that's not bad at all. So sight range and squad health for pioneers. Pretty much for Axis, anything that benefits Volksgrenadier resupply, pioneers, and machine gun teams seem to be all the most common ones that people get. Likewise for allies, anything that benefits engineers and riflemen seem to be really popular. And then depending on playstyle, you might see Greyhound upgrades or anti-tank gun upgrades, depending on how vulnerable you are to whatever you're using those for. And here we have, this is great little positioning here of this heavy machine gun team, just kind of hanging out, really well nestled back there. You can see the Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers coming in, throwing a grenade onto the pile of suppressed riflemen. And really, these riflemen should have retreated a long time ago. The second they got suppressed and saw a bunch of Volksgrenadiers coming at them, they should have retreated. And oh boy, the one guy just barely gets out of there, and weapons utility riflemen are now back in. Oh, was that Wilson's rifleman? I think it may well have been, because I see the Browning automatic rifle on them. The weapons utility riflemen, however, are coming back in, but really just not really learning from the examples of all these bodies here. They're just going to set right down where all of their friends just got killed. Let me take a peek down there. Yes, that is a level 1 Wilson's rifleman. So Wilson's rifleman normally houses my favorite unit in the game, Bazooka Joe, the one bazooka guy, but not at level 1. Single grenade throw there, kind of not really a good shot. You can see, though, this heavy machine gun just laying into these guys, and I don't know why they retreated right there. Inspired Zeal, that would have been a perfect time to use it. I don't know how he has his points spent, but be sure to be using these things because it is a free ability. You don't have to spend points to make it a free ability. You can just always use it. It could be that he has little or no points in it, so it wouldn't have benefited him much. But when you've got a squad of 5 guys who has only 2 guys left, Inspired Zeal is going to make those last 2 guys a lot tougher, assuming you've got a few points into it. So just, you know, a little food for thought there. Meanwhile, we do have this heavy machine gun team. Great position here. This is just a good kind of well-rounded position. Yes, it can be flanked from the middle, you know, but it's one machine gun. It's not going to cover the whole map. But in general, this is pretty good here. I don't know why Danny is building this this machine gun nest here. I suspect because maybe he plays against a lot of AI. This is a common tactic. I've played against a million AI, honestly. That's how I level a lot of my heroes. And it's also just good habits just to get used to playing other things. But AIs typically always build a bunker right here. So it's okay, but I really, other than AIs, I never see any players do it. That's the only reason I pointed out. So anyhow, pardon me a sec, had a cough there a little bit. So we do have quick flamethrower engineers. I do like that. Flamethrower engineers really good at putting pressure on early riflemen and that sort of thing, but gotta be careful of this extra bunker here. So already you can see DannydeWilde is putting a lot of his effort and a lot of his fuel into early game bunkers. We do have Inspired Zeal active. I have no idea why. I just saw it go up. These guys haven't lost any units. So, unfortunately, just using Inspired Zeal kind of whenever, apparently, here. But these are all very healthy units around here. There's no need for Inspired Zeal just yet, but could have been good earlier. So, whatever, man. Hey, that's fine. So, let's take a look around. So, double bunkers. These things cost like 20 fuel a pop, I think. So, that's kind of a huge fuel expenditure right now, considering that this bunker isn't guarding anything essential. This one is not bad. That's questionable. I will always say that I would rather see more units on the field, and, you know, I would rather see people hold positions using units and using, you know, tactics and positioning, rather than using static base defenses. As you can see, this bunker here, it's cool that it keeps people from coming in here, but like people are just going to come in from right here. You can never really wall this whole area off. It's very awkward to try and like barbed wire this because of this little shack and all that kind of stuff. And this thing can fall apart, and you know, it's just kind of a weak position to hold. And as you can see, it doesn't even really cover this fuel point very well. So, you know, that's kind of my official stance on that. Anyhow, weapons utility riflemen and regular riflemen. Moving on now, putting some pressure on the Volksgrenadiers. You can see that Terra had the health upgrade, and there we see a couple of shots going off there. Oh, looks like a lucky shot killing unlucky little German there. And otherwise, just kind of moving around. I like this combo here. So he's leaving the HMG team in the back, and then kind of supporting it with the Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers. It's always best to kind of sucker the enemy into walking into your machine gun team. You can see he presented his Katzenmeyers. These riflemen stepped up to the challenge and were instantly suppressed. And now they're suppressed. They're crawling around. They're probably going to take some casualties to machine gun fire if they can't get all the way away. And all this time that they're crawling away, trying to crawl away, Katzenmeyers are just getting free shots at them, just firing like crazy. And you can see there's 3 left, 2 left, and they really should have retreated a long time ago. In fact, the first time that you see that your riflemen are just sitting there like that, gotta retreat him. Gotta retreat him. Hopefully he's not going to waste a grenade, because he can probably kill these guys just regularly. But now they're retreating a little late on that. But let's take a look at the bases here. So you can see he went for barracks first and then weapon support center. That's an interesting choice. I'm not quite sure why he went with it, but because I don't believe he's actually seen. Maybe he really wants snipers because he's tired of losing to these heavy machine gun teams. But honestly, the machine gun teams are not so well defended that they require snipers. And you can even see that TerrFernando has his own sniper kind of prowling around here. Probably going to have to cap this victory point at some point because nobody else is there. But let's see exactly what these guys are doing. So Krieg Barracks now going up, and a mortar team popping out of that. So a lot of good support here. But like I was saying, this machine gun team, very vulnerable to a left-hand flank. Always be aware of... flanking on the right side, which is this left-hand passage here on the road. Always be aware of flanking, because that's one of the best ways to get the jump on machine guns. And usually it works well to have one squad actually intentionally get suppressed by the machine gun and then attack from the right-hand side. You kind of fork its attention, thus preventing it from wanting to change targets on the flanking squad, because it knows it'll just get attacked from the front. So here we have the low-level Wilson's Rifleman with a single bar. That's what they get at level 1. And just going to put some pressure here on the Katzenmeyers. I honestly think Katzenmeyers could have stood right there, fired up Inspired Zeal, and thrown a hand grenade, and tried to make a mess out of that a little bit. But, it was pretty bad cover. At least throw the grenade and then get in cover. But, yeah, I'm being picky. Here we have the nice flank, though. This is beautiful. This is what I want to see, which is you keep his attention towards the front. You can see this machine gun doesn't really want to change its facing, and now it sees all these guys coming in and says, oh boy, and just straight up retreats. Not a bad idea. Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers in the meantime, losing 2 casualties. Again, Inspired Zeal. Remember to use your abilities, especially when they're free. That's a biggie right there. So let me take just a peek at DannydeWilde here so I can keep kind of checking out what he's doing. He hasn't used his forward barracks yet. Oh, and this whole squad finds a single mine that was placed there very early on by those first couple of Pioneers. But so we'll see. I don't believe there are any engineer riflemen out there at the moment, and he also hasn't used his forward barracks yet. So we'll see. We'll see what he's going to do with that. So flame engineers here getting a little ambitious. It's true that flamethrowers are great against these little flappy bunkers, but you kind of want to flank around them. Attacking head-on like that's not cool. But that's okay. I'm sure he was aware of that. Now this as well, again, you can really easily just walk right around. Be aware of the map. There's no real defenses here. You haven't had any reason to believe there are any defenses here. But these forward assaults are really bad. But it's okay. Now the mortar team has got the range set on that and is going to take that bunker out. So DannydeWilde here, now moving around here with his infantry. Looks like he's gotten good caps on the left. And pretty much managing to hold on to 2 points. That's not bad. He even had... whoa, there goes the rest of that bunker there. See the little Browning machine gun just chilling on the ground. And these guys have got the MP40 upgrades as well, as you can see by that little graphic underneath them. Makes them very effective in close combat. So advanced defense engineers now moving up here to see if they can get hit by any mortars. And the Grenadiers now are going to explore around and find out that, aha, there is a northwest passage here they can get through. So Grenadiers going right for this capping point, and we can see a good amount of riflemen now are back into the fray and are just doing some serious damage here. So just keeping an eye on things. So we've got a little bit of a sniper here, sniping away. Nope. Oh, he's turning back around again. And that is his own sniper there. Okay, so DannydeWilde's got his own sniper as well. And pretty much these Grenadiers need to get out of here or fire up. Oh no! And the sniper kills the last guy. You either want to have your Inspired Zeal up, and again, I understand his Inspired Zeal might not have any points in it or something like that, but still a good thing to use. And even if it doesn't have any points in it, it's a good bluff is just to fire it up, because the enemy can see you fire it up. And there goes a single hand grenade. Oh, taking one guy, launching him across the capture point there. Getting a lot of kills here from this sniper, though, unfortunately. That's bad news. The sniper's just going to keep picking away at him, and he is losing some men there. So 2 guys taken off. Once again, note Inspired Zeal could be useful there, but I understand. And meanwhile, just kind of doing our thing. I think he does have an HMG team up in this building as well. So, and I don't know what these Volksgrenadiers are doing right here. Get out of there! Alright, good, good, good. They kind of snuck in there and then had to retreat. So, sniper prowling around. Kind of cool mortar team position up here. I like that it's kind of annoying to get to, that there are other threats on the field here. We do have a, looks like a machine gun nest is in that building. Let me switch back to TerrFernando. There we go. So he does have a machine gun nest here and a sniper kind of prowling around. So the mortar team is not an obvious target. Boom, just kind of plopping away right there. And we do have a forward barracks now up for DannydeWilde. This is a pretty good position here. I actually prefer this building a little bit more just because